Alright, gaming time. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, this was a very funny haha kind of game. I don't know how loud this is, but I'm gonna guess around there should be fine, hopefully. But yeah, so this very beginning was kind of funny. Right off the fucking bat, we had this funny little interaction. We both set rocks, and then we both immediately rapid spin the rocks away. So, you know, kind of a little bit of a stalemate here. Nothing really happening. Leftovers procs, of course, yeah. And now we're back to where we started. Nothing has happened. So we, you know, I go for a switch out to Andrew because fire type against Fortress is generally a good idea. And they also go for a switch to this piece of shit. This guy immediately struck fear directly into my soul, even more so when he clicked that funny button. So, yeah, I went for a toxic to put this fucker on a timer, so eventually he will die. Because nothing on my fucking team can outrun a +1 Dragonite. Nothing at all. This team is honestly kind of mid speed-wise. I don't have anything that's particularly fast. So I switch into King Cold because he is fully EV trained to be, you know, maximum physical defense possible. Max HP, max defense. And he just barely survives a +1 Dragon Claw. So, yeah, King Cold is kind of just sacrificed for the sake of getting a little bit of poison chip. And so Andrew can come back in and reapply Intimidate on this guy, so he goes back down to +0. So that way I will at least have a slight chance of surviving the Dragonite sweep. You know, only when you have a recording going that shows you the exact time do you realize how slow these turns are in Gen 4. Because we haven't really had that many turns played by, and we're already 2.5 minutes. But yeah, I kind of expected the Dragonite to just stay in. I guess he figured that I was physically defensive Dragonite, or I guess he just didn't have Earthquake. Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, I originally switched into King Cold expecting an Earthquake as, like, a coverage option, because super effective on Arcanine. But, he never used Earthquake this entire game, so I'm guessing he just doesn't have it on that set, which is interesting. It makes me curious on what his fucking coverage move is, actually. Maybe his Fire Punch or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I get a very lucky Sleep Powder on this piece of shit. So he has to withdraw. And goes out into Spice Girl, which is a fucking beautiful name for an Ambipom, to be honest. And I expected a switch, I just didn't know what he would switch to. I was kind of worried he was switching to the Fortress, so I just went for a heal instead of a fucking grass or poison move. For obvious reasons, expecting the Fortress to come back. Or shit, even the Dragonite could have came back and he would have took basically nothing from quad-resisted fucking Leaf Storm. And of course, he gets a crit on the Fake Out, which kinda scared me. I thought I was gonna get murdered from the crit. Especially if he crit one of these double hits. But thankfully for me, there's no more crits on the double hit. No Treads is in fact able to tank it, just barely, at 69 HP, funny enough. And I finally got my rocks back up. So now, with rocks back on the field, and Dragonite already at like 65% HP and poisoned, if he switches back into Dragonite, that fucker's gonna die in like 2 or 3 turns, guaranteed. So Dragonite can't come in very safely. Knowing this, I figured he would want to Rapid Spin with his Fortress, so I switched into Andrew, so if he does go into Fortress, he's dead. Unfortunately for me, he clicked U-turn, because I forgot that the monkey got U-turn somehow. And went out into this motherfucker. This Skuntank caused me a lot of fucking problems. Like, a lot of problems. I'm guessing he's physically defensive. Like, he just does not seem to take much damage at all. Now, to be fair, Andrew does not have any investment in attack, so it might just be that, but... yeah, he, didn't really give a shit about Flare Blitz, to be honest. So then Andrew gets hit with a Toxic, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose my fucking special tank. And not only am I gonna use my special tank, but I'm also gonna lose my Intimidate user. I'm gonna lose my Fire type mon for fucking Fortress. I have to keep Andrew alive. So I went for the heal here to try and top off. Because I was like, well, I don't think Skuntank gets Earthquake or Surf or any other like super effective move on me. And sure enough, he goes for Pursuit, trying to Pursuit trap me. But base 40 power, not gonna do very much if I don't switch out. So I just went like, okay. And I stayed in, and I clicked Flare Blitz again. I was like, okay, I will eventually chip you down. Because my Flare Blitz might not do much, but deals more than your fucking Leftovers recovery. Or if I'm lucky, I can get a crit. So he pursues me again, expecting me to switch out that time. But, nah. You can't mind game the mindless, folks. You can't predict me, because I don't even know what I'm fucking doing half the time. The Citrus Berry kicks in, so I'm, like, pretty damn good on HP, even after the Toxic Poison kicks back in. Like, I'm still got, you know, a little bit over half. However, it is ramping up, so this turn is the turn that I actually switched the one turn that he doesn't click Pursuit, the poor fucker. And he goes for Rest. Never in my life did I expect to see the Rest on Skuntank, but he went for it, and it worked out incredibly well, because now Inzektor is here, and I think Speed Boost goes off? No, Speed Boost does not go off on the turn that I switch him in, but he went to sleep, so I got a free turn of Speed Boost. Plus a big neutral hit from Bug Buzz coming in. Now, it doesn't quite kill Spice Girl after the Stealth Rocks, but it does a fuck ton of damage because, you know, Ambipom, not exactly known for being bulky. Speed Boost does me a huge favor. I click Detect because, you know, obviously this fucker's gonna do a Fake Out. So, I get another Speed Boost. Now I'm at +2 speed. And after killing Spice Girl, I'm at +3 speed. So I can outrun basically fucking anything in the game. Unless if there's some weirdo who runs fucking like Scarf Aerodactyl, I guess, if you really wanted to be crazy with it. The Porygon Z, I unfortunately don't have any fighting type moves at all across my entire team. So I had nothing to really do against this guy, so I just went for the Bug Buzz, and I was just like, you know, maybe I get a crit. Or maybe if I'm really lucky, because I didn't fucking damage calc it, you know, maybe he dies from Bug Buzz after Stealth Rocks, but no. He lives, but he is very hurt, at least. And I don't know if that was Hidden Power fucking Rock, Hidden Power Fire. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, it fucking one-shots me because, yeah. This guy's also not exactly known for being very bulky. But still, though. Still. He killed the Ambipom and almost killed the Porygon Z. So he did his job. Now Andrew comes back in. I'm thinking I'm just going to click Extreme Speed and, you know, just finish off the Porygon Z. But he actually switches it out to save it for later, because it is just barely above Stealth Rock range. So he could switch it in to tank something. And, yeah, Extreme Speed doesn't really do that much non-stab against the extremely physically invested, or physical defense invested, Skuntank. So, who do I swap out to here? Yeah, this is where I swap out to No Treads again. I'm like, okay, so he went to sleep, so I still have another turn of sleep at the very least, because of rest. And I genuinely thought he was gonna have like Sleep Talk or something and like either Pursuit me, which I'm pretty sure I could tank, or Toxic me, which at this low HP wouldn't fucking matter. But yeah, so he slept, and I clicked Earthquake. And with how physically bulky this fucking Skuntank has proven himself to be so far, I didn't think this was going to just straight up kill him, but it does, as you will see here in about 5 more seconds when the health bar is finally done fucking scrolling. Like, I knew it was going to deal good damage because 120 base attack, stab, earthquake, super effective, yeah. I didn't expect it to just fucking kill him though, with 0 attack investment on my fucking no-treads. Well, actually no, I think he does have some attack investment. I have to double check on that. I'll have to look back at the team preview. Now, I expected this fucker would wake up immediately, so I swapped back out into Vector, and I was correct, he did wake up immediately. Thankfully, he just went for Recover, so I can just kind of click Leaf Storm here, and no matter what he switches to, they're going to take some damage. It might not be much if it's the Fortress, as we get here, but it's still some damage, it does something. And now that fucker's awake, you know, I'm allowed to click Sleep Powder again. So, you know, slowly but surely, wait for the game to happen, leftovers, recovery, special attack drop, damage taken from life orb, yada yada yada. Then I go for Sleep Powder again, which, very lucky, hits again. Hitting 2 Sleep Powders in the same game with no misses is genuinely insane. That shit never fucking happens in my favor. So now I get to keep the rocks up. I was so desperate to keep my fucking stealth rocks up this entire game. Because without them, that Dragonite could still come in. Sure, he's toxic, but he's still a fucking Dragonite with Dragon Dance. And he's a Dragonite with Dragon Dance when my team has no Ice-type moves anywhere. Which I get it is a really fucking stupid idea, but what are you gonna do? You know, I make funny teams, I don't make good teams. So I figured he would switch back into that, so I went for the Morning Sun to recover some HP, so that way I don't go down to this Toxic anytime soon. And that prediction worked out quite well for me. Like, incredibly well in my favor. Now here's the funniest part. Me click Toxic, because I'm just like, I could probably tank an Earth Power, because I'm fully special defense, you know. There's no shot this, like, you know, this fucker has special attack investment, but he goes for Ice Beam, the coverage move, predicting me to switch into fucking Vector again, the Venusaur. So I look like I predicted the fuck out of that guy. No, I didn't. I did not at all. I was just ready to eat shit and die, really. So I was like, oh, well, he went for it last turn, no way he goes for it this turn, and then he did in fact go for it this turn. He finally predicted me, he mind gamed the mindless, he broke through. And I really thought Vector was gonna just fucking die here, but no, he tanks it quite well, so I'm very happy with that. Which I guess it is non-stab with 0 special attack investment, and Venusaur's special bulk is pretty damn good. But I still expect him to fucking die. So yeah, I finally got off my Leaf Storm, and of course, quadruple damage, Gastrodon's dead as fuck. Special attack drop, yada yada yada, yeah. And I forget what happens at this point. What happens here? Yeah, he goes back into Fortress. And this is where I do the funny move. Because I wanted to keep Vector around for later, just in case, so I go for Synthesis. And, yeah, it worked out incredibly well. Because he wakes up this turn and goes for the funny boom button. So, Fortress trades with Vector, but that's okay. Because, like, at best, Vector was going to click Sludge Bomb on the Dragonite, but Dragonite outspeeds me anyways, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I don't think Vector would have been doing that much, I just kind of wanted to keep him around, just in case. But yeah, at this point, all he's got left is Cream, who is pretty damn close to 1 HP after the Stealth Rocks go off. So I just switch into Andrew. And, yeah, I'm an Arcanine. I have extreme speed. So I just kill the motherfucker. And then his last mon remaining is that Dragonite, who still has Toxic on him. And I've still got rocks on my field because the funny fucking, the fortress went boom. So yeah, at this point he loses a quarter of his max health just for being sent out. And then the Toxic will do even more work at the start of the next turn, or at the end of the next turn I should say. Extreme speed for a little bit more chip just to be safe. And I've still got no treads in the back to eat a hit and get more toxic damage off. And I've also got my Kabutops, who never actually hit the field for any meaningful reason in this match, unfortunately. But I do reveal the Kabutops here at the very end because I'm like, well, he's at 1 HP, so I'm just gonna click Aqua Jet and call it a day. So yeah, Ronald shows up for the first time all match, and just to click Aqua Jet. Bada bing. And that is that. And that's the match. Very fucking fun match. It was very, very tense. I was fucking terrified of that Dragonite coming back in at any moment and just ruining me. But thankfully, I was able to just barely manage to keep my Stealth Rocks on the field. Which, even if that fucking fortress spun away my rocks at the very end there, I might have still been able to win. Possibly. Because he was still toxic. I would just need to, I don't know. I don't know if I would have won. Like, yeah, he's toxic. I would E-Speed, Aqua Jet with Choice Band damage. And Donphan is just kind of there to tank a hit before I send out Kabutops for the Aqua Jet. So that's like 2 ticks of toxic damage, bare minimum. Plus E-Speed, plus Choice Band, fucking Aqua Jet. I don't know. Somebody can run the calcs on that. I'm not gonna fucking bother. But yeah. So that was the move. That was the one.